So, hello everyone. My name is Tanya. I'm from GIZ Ukraine. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be actually, representing German government from Ukraine and being part of this nice network. It's something incredible, but actually it works, and I'm very happy for this inspiration which we take from this network for expertise. It's very nice. And if you have possibility to be a member of the community, please join. And today I'm going to tell you about our experience in Ukraine. Before that, I'd like to ask you, did somebody of you hear about acceleration programs for the civil servants, for the government? Not yet? Okay. So maybe actually this is kind of the first case you will hear about. The idea was taken from the private sector, but let's see how it works in the local setting. Before, let me tell you a few words about the GIZ, who still maybe don't know this organization. It's a service provider in the field of international cooperation for sustainable development and international education work, and we are dedicated to creating, to shaping a future worth living around the world. GIZ supports German government. To achieve its objectives in the field of international cooperation, sustainable development, and we achieve this change by building capacities around the world, by making capacity development. And as a public benefit federal enterprise, we uphold German and European values. So GIZ has more than 1,500 projects around the world and is active in 120 countries. In Ukraine, GIZ has a couple of focuses. It's sustainable economic development, it's energy efficiency, good governance, security, reconstruction and peace, which is related to the conflict in the eastern part of Ukraine. And our project is in the area of good governance, so I represent Advisory Fund for EU Association. Our main partner is Government Office for European and Euro-Atlantic Integration. Target group are experts and managers of the Ukrainian government which work in this area, and the project is already at its half and 1.5 years to go. And the context in which we work. So Ukraine signed association agreement with EU in 2014 from one side, which is a big opportunity also for our country to change the living standards for the better. But from the other side, we have very weak capacities, so people are eager to change, but they don't know how, what they shall do, like people in the government. On the other side, we have solid community of reform-oriented civil servants. We have also incredibly active civil society, which want to do something, but they also need instruments, they need support with communication with the government. And we have a very huge IT sector and very fast developing IT sector in Ukraine. We have around 160,000 IT professionals and overall growth of the industry 20% per year. So after having looked at all these indicators, we had an idea to react, to come with a not trivial proposition for the government. And actually in April this year, our startup market has additionally 5 more startups. But these startups, they were not classical as we usually hear about from the private sector, but these startups were created by the civil servants themselves, and they were created in the government. Why this became possible? Our project, together with the political partner and tech NGO, we launched in 2018 the acceleration program called EU Association Lab, which is the first acceleration program also for Ukraine. And the idea was actually taken from the private sector, but we've done a lot of adoptions in order to make it happen also for the public sector. We had a couple of objectives by launching this program. First of all, we wanted to strengthen capacities of our partners. So to build capacities at institutional, but also at personal level. We wanted to promote collaboration because quite often happens that, to solve a problem, civil servants from one department or from one ministry, they need to cooperate with the others, but somehow they are resistant to do that. And also what is important when we wanted to unite our active civil society and business with public sector, So this is also was one of the goals of this program. Thirdly, we wanted to teach our civil servants to develop some concrete pilot products, as startups do. They have, limited time frame, and they come up with concrete pilots at the end of acceleration programs. And at the end, we wanted to change mindset of our bureaucrats, which we have a lot in Ukraine, to more innovative, to more entrepreneurial, and to turn them also into EU association ambassadors, because this path to EU is very important. So let's look at the structure of our program. We start, as all accelerator programs, with the call for ideas. This is a big event where we invite our partners, potential participants of our program, and we tell about our idea, we tell about advantages of participating in this program, and we share with them what kind of ideas we are looking for. And actually all the ideas we accept has to be related with implementation of association agreement. And there are many topics in there: economical topics, ecological topics, financial topics, and so on. Then we have 2 months for accepting these ideas from the civil servants. We make ideas pre-selection with our partners, with political partner, with NGO. So we have set number of criteria, and according to these criteria, the best up to 15 ideas we have thought are selected for the next round of selection, which is EU Association Day. This is a 1-day hackathon, as they are also called in the private sector, where we have, you can see the picture from recent one hackathon, which happened this year, where all these 15 teams work together under mentorship of experienced mentors from the startup area. They develop their ideas further, and they prepare pitches. And then at the end, in the evening, they pitch in front of jury, and jury, also based again on the set criteria, they select up to 5 winning teams. And then these teams, they start their journey. This is an intensive incubation program which lasts 6 months. 5 teams, they work. Let me show you the next slide. How it looks like. It lasts 6 months. It's 2-day workshops in a very creative hub, not in those bureaucratic spaces where civil servants work. It wouldn't be possible. And they have workshops on such topics as Agile, Scrum, design thinking, communication, project management, presentation, and so on. They also work outside of the hub. They work individually with their mentors, because every team has a mentor from the startup area. And with the mentor, they can individually also dig into user research, define problem, prototype, further test it, gather feedback, improve the prototype, and then again and again. So this is an iterative process until MVP, so minimum viable product or pilot product, is developed. And also, the teams have technical assistance from our side, from the side of GIZ, because unfortunately, at this stage, government don't have enough resources to implement these ideas. Although when we draft the plans for implementation, some teams already also having in mind that they are going to develop this MVP, they also then think about, oh, we can also use money from the budget. Although before, they didn't somehow think about that. And then the culmination point is demo day. It's we also try to make it very inspirational for our civil servants, because for them it's something new. You can see here a guy at the demo day, classical. He used to be classical civil servant, but all our 5 teams, they presented in a way, startups do, in such an inspirational way, having only 3 minutes they've got for every pitch. And they could, explain very, very nicely and clearly what the problem was, what solution was, and what further support they need. Because at the demo day, we also invite potential investors for the teams for the further development of the idea. So for them, it's also then a possibility to attract additional money. And also at the demo day, we have chosen, not we, but the audience and jury has chosen the best team. And for the teams, it's also kind of motivation, to show themselves, show their result, in order then to get a reward, like prize. So our results for this first round of incubation, we had 120 applications. Half of them were from civil sector and half from civil society. We had 5 teams which have gone through incubation, and in these 5 teams we had representatives of 17 state bodies. And they have developed 5 minimum viable products on these topics. This was mobile application by SAFE from Ministry of Economy. This was electronic system non-pricing criteria in public procurement from Ministry of Economy. Digital portal GoodFin from National Bank of Ukraine. Concept Dostovirno. This is a concept for validation of ultimate beneficiary owners for the companies. The idea was initiated by the State Financial Monitoring and National Bank of Ukraine. And we had online platform Cultural Heritage, because in Ukraine everything is in paper, all this data of museums, libraries and so on, and this is also potentially a possibility for corruption. But having everything digitalized, as the team called this platform Cultural Heritage, this may also influence positively the situation and how Ukraine positions itself. And here is the picture from our demo day, all the teams happily staying with the prizes. Here in the middle you can see the head of the unit from Ministry of Economy. Also, she made a very huge transition. She came really, not willing to do something, unmotivated, but then she was really like a team leader, having a team from different ministries, units, civil society, business, pitching her idea. It was incredible. And we don't have time, unfortunately, to go through every idea, but just maybe to give you an understanding how it looks like, I wanted to tell a few words about one pilot product which was developed. It was mobile application by SAFE, initiated by the Ministry of Economical Development, but in team we also had civil society, business association. And the problem here is that in Ukraine, since we not yet, have implemented all EU standards, some producers, they want to earn money and they could offer goods of bad quality. For example, toys for kids. And then not all citizens would check, whether who is the producer, whether the toy is good or not, because it's not written on the package. And then we may have some problems. And the team developed this application which enables then customers, if the product is not good, not qualitative, to send a complaint. This complaint will be received by the Ministry of Economy, but by the other supervision bodies. They would need to react quite fast, because all of this is transparent, just a few days for investigation, what happened, whether this producer is really, producing bad quality goods, and to provide his feedback through this app and platform. So this is kind of transparent way of communication between customer, supervision body, and inspectors and business, which we hope will enable and will help to clean up our market. And the owner of this product is Ministry of Economy. Complete ownership, administration, and further development is on their side. So here is, we conducted, after the first round, we conducted interviews with our participants to find out whether it was interesting for them, helpful to participate in this incubation program. Here are some answers we have received. For example, we had an idea, we were asking, what motivated civil servants, so what motivated you to participate? Some of the answers we've got, we had an idea and we're looking for possibilities to implement it. Or we aim to address an urgent national scale problem, to be heard by the other agencies and ministries, and to move our discussion on the issue from the bureaucratic plane to the effective teamwork. Or it's a chance for middle-level managers from civil services to implement their ideas. So as you can see, our partners, they don't have lack of ideas, they have many of ideas, but somehow they are hesitant to go with these ideas to their management, to those who can support them, and they are looking for such possibilities. Another feedback we have got, what was valuable for our participants, what they found helpful, personal development, education, soft skills, cross-sector exchange, working with international organizations and experts, realized the pilot of the idea, business experience, And another attitude. So they say that after they have finished our program, also there were such cases that their management, would concern them, oh, you can do something, you can get a team, you can implement idea, you can manage project. So it's also kind of better than authority for a person. And on the first page, you can see in the middle, this is Deputy Minister of Culture, who wanted to pitch the idea at the demo day, and actually her team has won even 2 prizes from jury. So the team got the prizes, and you can see these happy faces. And here in the picture, you can see our team by SAFE, staying with the head of EU delegation of Ukraine, who was also present, and who was very amazed by what he has seen. And what is coming next? So we have launched already, after these results, second round of incubation programs this year. We have already even 6 teams, also very interesting ideas from various ministries. Adding to Ukrainian teams, we are now having the team number 6, and they're coming from civil sector, from public sector of Ukraine, Georgia, and Moldova. So because we have Eastern Partnership project in GIZ, and this project now, together with us, is going to support this team, and they want to develop materials for raising awareness in the field of intellectual property. So this is it, and I'd like to say that, we'll see what we have by the beginning of the next year, but looking at these happy faces and looking at the culture change we have experienced, we really hope that beginning of next year we will have 6 more startup projects on the market coming from the public sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much.